The ERLC map is missing something big and not many people have ever actually realized. So in this video I'm going to be talking about it. I'm talking about why it is not actually in the map and if they'll ever add it. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on this. Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoy. Let's get straight into it. Okay, so this is just one of them videos where it's kind of hypothetical. I just talk about my opinion on the subject, and the subject of this video is roundabouts. Yeah, you heard that right, roundabouts. So in pretty much every game similar to ERLC, they have them. Greenville has roundabouts, Southwest Florida has roundabouts, Driving Empire does, pretty much every driving game in fact does have them, and there are none in ERLC. No matter where you go on the map, there are none. Instead of roundabouts, ERLC just uses crossroads like this. Like if this was another game, instead of this crossroad junction here, or this traffic light junction, whatever you want to call it, they'd probably just put a roundabout here, which to be honest would be pretty cool. Now why don't they actually have them? Well, I think there's probably a few reasons for this. So the first reason I think is where ERLC is based, or kind of fictionalized aspect of the game. You can kind of tell it's got a specific theming. Whilst it's not based about a specific location, it kind of has a theming to an American town, for example, somewhere in America. I don't know, I don't live in America, but it just gives American vibes. I'm sure you agree. And to be honest, roundabouts aren't so much of an American thing. Of course they have them, however, if you compare how many roundabouts are in a city in America compared to the UK will have loads more, because America has a lot more crossroads like this. So I think that's probably a reason why. I think it perhaps maybe wouldn't blend in so good with the map if they had them. Like, I mean, on this map right now, where can they actually put one? Like, if we think about it, there is kind of nowhere. I mean, there could be some good places, like for example this little crossroad here, kind of by Fairfax Road and Arbor Lane. If we just drive over there quickly, this has been redesigned quite a few times, and I think it would be cool if they redesigned this and added a roundabout here. I think that would be pretty cool. I mean, it would kind of fit perfectly, and this is kind of a roundabout, but just a more difficult roundabout, right? Like, this is like halfway to being a roundabout, but it's not, so it just makes it more confusing for everyone. It would be really, really cool if they just cut there, cut there, cut there, and cut here, and just rebuilt this section as a simple 2-lane roundabout, for example. That would be cool. And I think roundabouts would make the game a little bit more interesting as well. Like driving around a roundabout in a police chase or something, for example, would be pretty cool. And people like giving way on roundabouts, moving out the way and waiting for police cars, responding somewhere or something, would be pretty cool. Of course, there is no real need to actually add this feature to the game. It doesn't achieve anything. It's just a little cool gimmick. But what is interesting is some people create their own inside of private servers. So you might have been on a border roleplay server before where they like create their own roundabout, like around High Rock Park, for example. I'll just drive over there to show you. But around High Rock Park, what some private servers do is they obviously have the border at High Rock Park, but then on the inside they have like a one-way system, because if you create a border at High Rock Park, which most border roleplay servers are, it's kind of a mess in terms of how people go, because if you think about it, you've got to have 4 directions, right? Because you've got to have one in from this side into there, then you've got this side. Oh my gosh, the brakes on this Bugatti are so bad. But you've got to have an entrance from this road to go in here, then an entrance from this road to go in here, then an exit to come out here, and then an exit to come out here. But then you have to block it off, so it kind of becomes like you can't turn out that way, or you can't turn in this way. So it's kind of like a one-way system. So what they do is inside of here they create a roundabout. So there might be like some barriers here, and then they create like a little circle out of barriers, just a small one in the middle here, and you drive around it, and it kind of keeps it a bit more organized, if you know what I mean. And in fact, I'm on a private server, so I'm just going to join as the DOT team and show you kind of what I mean. Okay, so if we get the road barriers, they would kind of do it. Let's just like where could we try it? Let's try it here on this little road bit. Why not? So I know this is kind of weird because it's a bit small, but if you just kind of make like somewhat a circle with it like this, there we go. This is kind of the concept of the roundabout, right? So instead of having stop signs everywhere, you would go around here and just turn left this way if you wanted to go that way, or if you wanted to go this way, you literally just go that way. Of course, like, I think another reason why ERLC has these intersections a lot is because people don't really know how roundabouts work, right? ERLC's player base is majority, well, some of them are younger kids, obviously don't have driver's license in real life, so they probably don't understand how a roundabout works. Like, if you put this, if you just remove these road markings and had this and some arrows that tell you what direction to go, like, public servers would be a mess. Everyone would just crash into each other because most people don't know who has priority on a roundabout, right? Like, if I'm here, then someone going from this way might not know that I'm going round and they have to wait for me, you know, they might just go anyway because they don't care. But you could argue that they do that in a public server anyway, right? Like, who actually stops at a stop sign in a public server? Not many people. And I also think a reason they don't do it is because it might be kind of difficult to make. Like, as I said, it's quite hard for them to implement it anywhere in the map apart from that single place by the tool store, and it would kind of be a waste to build a whole roundabout just to have it there. Like, they should probably have a few dotted around the map, and they're quite difficult to make. Like, they're kind of difficult to make it neat because there's so many like curved parts to make a smooth roundabout if you think of it from a development point of view, whereas like a road like this is literally just like a straight flat part, right? And it just goes off like this. And you can literally see the easiness of this by, if you're in free cam, if you go like into the curb here of this, you can kind of see that the road just like continues on inside of here with the road markings. It looks kind of messy when you look at it from this perspective. Like, it's just one huge concrete part as the whole map, and the curbs and the pavements and whatever just cover that up, so it looks a lot neater. So it would be kind of hard to make it like really smooth. Then again, it is like one of the biggest roleplay games on Roblox, so I don't see why the developers wouldn't have a solution to that, of course. But yeah, just a little interesting topic that I wanted to talk about in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that ERLC should add roundabouts in the game? Do you think it would work? Do you think people actually know how to use them? And most importantly, where do you think they should have them? And how many do you think they should have? I think it would be cool. I think it would change up the game. It would make it a little bit more interesting, especially at first. It might get a bit boring afterwards after you've used it a few times, but it would be cool. It would be nice to have roundabouts, and pretty much every other game does, so it would just be a cool feature for them to add. But let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching this video. Another one of the videos where I just talk about my thoughts because I find it interesting that they don't have them. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you very much for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.